This conversation was sponsored by Komodo, a zero-knowledge, peer-to-peer atomic swap exchange. Learn more at komodoplatform.com. How's it going, everybody? I'm Juan Galt with Crypto TV, and I'm here with Leo Elduayen. Elduayen. Sorry about that. All right. And you just made a presentation about Tokkenit, which is the idea of tokenizing a great deal of the sort of aspects of business that currently are very much handled, like certification problems that are handled through government. And there's a great deal of inefficiencies in them, as far as I can tell. Can you tell us a little bit about sort of your vision of Tokkenit, and yeah, let's maybe introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about what you're up to.
Yeah, of course. Well, as you already well said, my name is Leo Elduayen. I'm one of the co-founders and COO of Koibanks. Koibanks, it's a blockchain as a service company which develops solutions for several industries, applying blockchain and smart contracts technology. One of our solutions is in the loyalty industry, Tokkenit, the one we are presented here at La BitConf in this 2017 edition. Basically, Tokkenit is the first loyalty engine which is based on blockchain technology. So which are the advantages of using blockchain technology for loyalty? On the one hand, you make much more efficient the transparency and the audits for users and different members of the program. You know, there's this particular thing happening around loyalty programs where you never know how much of the points are actually issued and how much are they worth. Applying blockchain to this distribution allows you to be completely transparent about it. On the other hand, blockchain acts as an enabler for programs to be interoperable. You could have miles from an air company, you could have points from a retail company, and if a given user wants some of the other and the other one is willing to give them away, you can make those exchanges at the same time. Moreover, you could rate the reputations of these programs, and this reputation will also be stored at blockchain. So I would say that to sum up and to your question, the main advantage of having loyalty programs on top of blockchain technology is adding transparency, efficient transactions and interoperability, and reducing costs.
Excellent, thank you. There's been a lot of talk about using cryptocurrencies and tokens in order to authenticate and bring kind of transparency and security and efficiency to the chains of supply of certain industries. Is that something that you guys are sort of involved with, or is that a potential application of your platform?
As you very well say, it's a potential application. This industry has the crazy funny dynamic that you never actually know what you will end doing. You know, everything goes so fast. It's so changing day to day. For now, we are launching our MVP with Tokkenit, and as I told you, it's basically loyalty programs on top blockchain platforms. Is it possible to use this platform and these tokens in another form that's not specific loyalty, but as you very well said, certifies certain steps in a delivery chain? Completely possible, and hopefully we have our users giving us use cases or intended use cases that we have never thought of. So let's see what the future has for us.
Excellent. I mean, I think one of the most fascinating things about your conversation, your presentation, was the idea that people can actually rate these tokens. And so, like, I've been in this space for about 5 years. I've seen a variety of waves of ICOs and altcoins, and obviously the ICO and the token is a kind of a new model where it's sort of hosted on a more secure layer, right? Now, it seems to me inevitable that people are going to keep doing this, you know. And well, there's certainly some criticism that I have of certain models of tokens. People will keep doing it, and if you can start rating them and add reputation sort of metrics to that, it seems to me these tokens are going to start becoming actually like reputation tokens. They're going to become sort of a reputation marker of certain organizations or products or projects or people. Is that a fair thing to say? Like, how do you, like, would you say that it may become like a kind of reputation token? What do you think about that analysis?
I think it's really interesting. As you said, ICOs are in a real hype right now. It's a real hot theme around the crypto space. So it's tricky because on the one hand, I see ICOs as a valid funding instrument. On the other hand, it leaves a lot of investors unprotected if it's not done correctly. And this is something we are not willing to promote, and we are strongly against it. As you said, The feature of adding reputation to the different loyalty programs gives their users a clear and transparent information about how this company or this product somehow behaves. So reputation tokens, I'm not sure if we are going to see reputation tokens per se, but certainly we are going to be seeing reputation attached to certain tokens.
Right, of course. Awesome, thank you. It's going to rain a little bit here soon, so we'll be wrapping up soon. But in this topic of how to bring consumer protection to investors in tokens, which is obviously a big topic, and it's been fascinating to see kind of like the anarchist roots of Bitcoin be like, tokenize everything. And then when you start thinking about it, even myself, that I come from those roots, it's like, well, there is a lot of risk. Like, who is it that you're giving money to, right? And, there's definitely very good projects, but there's also a lot of projects that are just very weak and not really well-founded. It seems to me like there's a potential in smart contracts to provide a kind of self-regulation sort of enforcement layer, right? So, for example, you could have a smart contract token, like in ERC20 token or something, where 80% of the money is locked in like a smart contract that's time locked, and then like there's some more community accountability over the funds. Do you see any discussion in the space about how to use on blockchain enforcement or sort of like taking some of the risk out of those investments, or is that kind of like a topic that's not really entered the community conversation? Yeah.
No, of course. I believe any topic around an ICO today, it's a topic that it's on top of the table. Everyone is talking about it. I think personally there's three variables when analyzing an ICO or understanding an ICO. The first one is user-based variable, let's say. And I strongly recommend and suggest everyone that's thinking on investing on an ICO to take a real careful look on who the founders are. Do they have an actual product behind this ICO? How's their GitHub account? Do they make recurrent publishes? Do they have social media? Do they respond? Are they managed by someone else? Find their founder's profile in LinkedIn. I mean, there's a lot of tools you have as a user to start deciding where to invest. The second variable, which is actually one of the most important, if not the most, it's regulation. I mean, I'm pretty sure next year we're going to be seeing a lot of regulators giving definitions about how ICOs are analyzed by them and how they are defined. This is the key to the issue. Are there securities or not? Are the utility tokens valid without being a security or not? When regulators start to provide some certainty around this issue, the first step is going to be much more easier, because their consumer protection laws apply for these investors. And the third, as you very well said, it's self-regulation or self-enforcement through smart contracts and blockchain technology. Of course, for us here in the crypto space, that's ideal, and we are all encouraging and rooting for this. Nonetheless, and I always like to have our feet on the ground. If you self-enforce regulation, but you are outside of, let's say, the nowadays regulation, I mean the real world regulation, you're going to have some issue at some point. And actually, we have already seen this with the ICOs in China.
All right, thank you for that. So you guys are going to be developing on top of risk, I believe you're ready, or RSK, is that right? Yeah, and that's fantastic. They just launched, RSK just launched. Last question is, what's it been like working with RSK, and how does it feel to be on that second layer of the platform that they're building?
I'm really thrilled. We as Coinbanks as a company are thrilled of working on top of RSK. We truly believe RSK has brought the best of the two worlds. Programmability for smart contracts and the robustness of the Bitcoin blockchain. So we are really excited to be a part of this. The RSK guys just made their launch before us. They showed us how they're contributing to the creation of the Internet of Value, and being able to have a small part, our small grain of sand in this process, that's something unique and once in a lifetime opportunity.
How's it going, everybody? Thanks for watching. Let me know what you think. If you like it, definitely like it, and if you do indeed quite like it, share it. Or even if you don't totally like it but you want to support me, share it. That works too. Maybe somebody else would like it. If you think it's complete garbage and I should just go die, please let me know in the comments below in detail why you think it's complete garbage. That would be wonderful. I will not die, but I will certainly take your feedback. What else? Yeah, thanks for special thanks to La BitConf. Obviously, they killed it. I think they did an excellent job. You have people like Nick Savo, Dorian Satoshi Nakamoto, Trace Mayer, Michael Perklin, Elena from Treasure, Satoshka, as they say, and it was great. It was a lot of people. It was very cool, and a lot of very cool people, and it was just a great party. So La BitConf is awesome. Check it out. Next year, it's gonna be in Chile, which should be really interesting. There's a lot of cool things going on in Chile, I hear. Also, special thanks to Komodo Platform. They're trying to build an atomic swap exchange. It's basically what that means is it's a client-side exchange that does not have any custodial side in the background. It's not a decentralized exchange like Ethereum's or XRP's or BitShares, which is like built inside of the blockchain and it only works with things inside of the blockchain. That's like a silo exchange. That's an internal decentralized exchange. This is a cross-blockchain exchange, so you can sort of trade Litecoin for Bitcoin, for Dash, for Ethereum in a decentralized way using this sort of atomic swap technology. Look it up if you haven't heard of it. It's fantastic, very, very interesting. And yeah, so that's exciting. We desperately needed. These exchanges are getting more and more centralized, more and more big, and holding a bunch of money, and they're getting regulated and KYC'd and controlled by the same regulations that brought us the modern financial system. Congratulations. So yeah, the centralized exchanges are interesting, and check them out. KomodoPlatform.com. They need support. Their interface is constantly getting better. They've been working on this for a long time, so they're worth some love. I think they're one of the horses in the race. All right. Oh yeah, and check out the links over here. They're cool. Just click them. I mean, if you like this, you're gonna like those. If you hated it, you're gonna hate those too. And if you like hitting things, you're gonna really like hitting those. But if you like liking things, or you're interested in content I make, those are definitely interesting. So check them out. There's also a chance that I'm pointing the wrong way. So if that's the case, just point that way. You know what I mean? You'll find them. They're somewhere in this general vicinity. All right. It's probably long enough. Isn't it pretty? It's pretty, right? I think it's pretty. Yeah. So I'll let you enjoy that, and I'm gonna go have some more coffee, I think.